Yo, what is up? It is your boy BDT Athletics here with my boy DakDiehl. We're going to be breaking down
What
the
up?
Backlash 2026 card preview and predictions coming in. We're going to start with that Danhausen tag match. Danhausen and a mystery partner against The Miz and Kit Wilson. I guess, not super consequential match, but I guess who do you think the mystery partner is going to be and how do you feel it's going to end?
Well, I'll give you how I think it's going to go. I think Danhausen and his mystery partner is going to win,
Yeah.
just off the fact if it's someone new, that they signed, then there's no reason to give him a loss. Danhausen's probably going to curse the Miz or Kid, and they're going to end up causing them to lose. But honestly, I have no idea who the partner could be. Uh, just off of Danhausen saying that his partner really likes money, CM
Oh,
Punk, because he famously said, "I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money." So Punkhausen versus Miz and Kit Wilson. Let's go. No, I'm kidding. I have no idea. I
I
I
mean,
don't know if they've been looking at anyone or if they're gonna bring someone up from NXT or what, or someone returning. I have no idea.
I think my long shot prediction is Shiloh Hill because he's got that tooth missing and he could like give Danhausen the tooth or whatever. That's like a little something for him.
Yeah, yeah,
I think there's like a 90% chance at CM Punk because they already know each other. They're cool. Danhausen likes CM Punk. I think in character, I
yeah.
think he
They're
likes CM
friends.
Punk.
Yeah,
So they're gonna, it's gonna be them, and they're gonna squash Kit Wilson and the Miz, and it's gonna be great. I'm gonna love it. I had this is definitely not gonna happen, but I was watching somebody predict it, and they're like, "What if he like brought out Obafemi?" I'd be like, I would just fucking cry laughing, bro. Just have him demolish Kit and Miz, and then they walk out.
and then just walk out.
That would be freaking great. Yeah, I mean, Danhausen's definitely winning. I don't think there's much controversy about it. The Miz is built to take
No.
losses. That's what he's gonna do Saturday night. So
Yeah.
should be fun though. I'm excited.
Yeah. Should be a fun match.
All right, you
And
want
then
to
up
kick it
next
off?
we got Io Sky versus Asuka. Who you think's gonna win? How do you think the match will go? Who do you want to win?
Mm. So I got my hopeful prediction is I'm praying this is like kind of an R-Truth thing with Kyrie, and Kyrie's gonna come back at Backlash, and that'll be like the reason EO wins, and then Kyrie like I don't know. It's not gonna happen though, so it will just be straight up EO versus Asuka. I'm gonna guess that Asuka wins to kind of help tell the story of like because EO just got trashed by Becky on the last 2 Mondays, calling her EO Janetti, like Jesus, stuff like that. So I think they might tell somewhat of a story like that. Um, it's tough though. I definitely would prefer Io Sky wins because I think she should be in the main event picture. I think she's probably the best wrestler, almost regardless of gender, to be honest with you. So I think she should be in the main event picture, but I wouldn't be surprised if they told that story. So for my want, I'm gonna go Io. Who I think's gonna win, I'm gonna go Asuka. How about you?
Uh I have Io as both my want and who I think's gonna win. I agree. I wish Kyrie would come back for the feud because it really sucks due to budget cuts that they just kind of shot this feud in the foot with it. So that's nice. If she does come back and help Io win, that'd be awesome. But I also agree. I don't think it's gonna happen. But I think Io will win. Just kind of get her backtrack because I also agree. I think she should be in a world title picture. So I think this will be the win to kind of end the feud and get her to move on to that and go for either one of the belts if she wants to hop over to SmackDown or stay on Raw. Um, yeah, how I see the match going. Honestly, I just hope they have enough time to actually work because
Seriously.
if WrestleMania gave us anything,
Oh,
it's going to be a 3-minute match at most. So,
finisher
so I
grades, that's
really
it.
hope they have a good at least 10, 12 minutes to be able to work because Oscar's a great wrestler too. This should be a good match. I think this could be match of the night if they're allowed to get some time in.
Yeah, him or Seth and Braun, in my opinion, are probably match of the night.
Yeah.
Or not her, not him. Her, them two, or Seth and Braun. Yeah. Yeah, I think with the EO thing, I think they could. They still haven't told that Rhea storyline where Rhea can't beat EO, so they're eventually going to come back to that. So maybe they do that this year. We'll see. I mean, match should be awesome, like you said. Uh, Next up on the docket, at least according to Netflix, we'll have to see if that's how they do it. Seth
Right.
Rollins will be taking on his former mentee in Braun Breaker. How do you see this one going? Who do you think's going on top, and any future booking?
I think Braun is gonna win. I think this is kind of gonna be like Seth versus Gunther though at Mania, where Seth's gonna still look really strong the whole match, and Braun's gonna keep trying to put him away, but Seth will be able to power through and kick out. I think it will either lead to Paul Heyman distracting Seth or distracting the ref to cause Seth to lose, with Braun either using a weapon or running or just cheating some way to get the victory. I don't think that this will be the end of the feud, though. I think Seth's gonna end up getting his comeuppance on Braun eventually. But yeah, I think at Backlash, Braun's gonna go over. For future though, I would like to see with like Seth taking this loss, kind of like being pissed off about it. Maybe call Braun out. He just comes sprinting in for a spear, and then Seth Rollins pulls a Bret Hart, and under his shirt he's got the steel plate, knocks out Braun Breaker from himself spearing into the plate. I think that'd be awesome to see, and then really hype up their next match that they'll have next.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I think this is going to be an awesome match, hard hitting. I think who I want to win, I want. So I'm a big Seth fan, but I think it's better if Braun Breaker wins, considering they just had him. You know, if they're gonna have him lose to CM Punk in January, which is fine. I don't really have a problem with that in hindsight. I know I probably was whining and complaining in the moment, but in hindsight, I'm not. I don't really have an issue with that. But he can't. I don't think he can lose another big match like this again. I think he's got to go over. And then if you want to keep Seth strong in the rematch, which maybe they do it in Italy, you have him like have a visual win, and then that's when Bronson Reed returns, for example, and that's why Braun Breaker wins. Because I mean, Braun, we know he's strong. He can win. He's a heel too. He can win by bad ways. That's fine.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, match wise, I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be like Braun Breaker hitting Seth with like all he's got. Then Seth will have like a valiant come up, and Braun will spear him, and it'll be over. Um, but yeah, I think I didn't give who I think's gonna win. I'm a little nervous based on the build these last couple weeks. I think they're gonna have Seth win, and I don't love that, especially because if
Yeah.
it's gonna be the way Seth wins, he's gonna like overpower and kind of make Braun look weak, and I don't know, man. I'm a big Seth fan, so in the moment I'm gonna be pumped if he wins, but then I'll think about it and be like, did he really need to win though? Like he could. There's
Yeah.
still a storyline because you saw in Raw the interaction between Seth and Roman. He said, "Stay
Yeah.
out of my way." So there's always gonna be something there with them. You could still find a way storyline wise to get Seth that shot against Roman at SummerSlam because I think that's where Roman's dropping the belt. And then if you want to make Braun Breaker look even stronger, Seth beats Roman at SummerSlam. Braun Breaker challenges him at the next PLE and dominates him, gets the belt, world champ. And he's 3-0 on Seth. Because, I mean, Seth clearly doesn't have a problem doing that. He went down 3-0 to Cody. No problem.
Yeah. So
Like, that's still crazy to me. Like, crazy he lost to Hell in a Cell. That's wild booking. But, yeah.
torn pectoral, man. He had a torn pec. And then up next, according to Netflix, we have the United States Championship match: Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn. Who do you got? How you think it's gonna go? Who do you want to win?
At Backlash, I got Trick. I think it's pretty clear. Trick's gonna win, and I think this is where they cement the turn. Because Sammy and they've been working, they've been working opposite. Sammy's been working heel, Trick's been working baby. Especially that gingerbread man, Trick with the valiant baby face come in, save the guy, and Sammy, treats like a heel. They're gonna flip. I already think they flipped, and I think most people have, but they're gonna cement it with like a low blow, or Sammy's gonna attack him after or something. But yeah, Trick's going over, and Sammy will likely feud with Cody, or maybe not right after, but eventually, because guess where WrestleMania is at next year? Saudi Arabia. So Sammy will likely be in a world title program for that. So I wouldn't be surprised if they start planting seeds for Cody versus Sammy. Which I'm so tired of Cody. I'm cheering for Sammy. I don't give a damn. Yeah. So I want Trick to win. Trick will win, and Trick's got some fun matchups to come up. Off the top of my head, you can go Ray Phoenix. You can go Carmelo coming in with like a vengeance. And I know Carmelo probably shouldn't be heel, but he could work heel there. Like, yo, you took my spot, man. You screwed me over, like stuff like that. And that would be
Yeah.
the reason they fight for the belt. But yeah, I think this is actually going to be a pretty fun match. How do you see it?
Yeah, I basically exactly what you said. I think Trick's winning. I think he needs to win too and retain, and I think this is the match where they cement the turn. I can see Sammy like whining to the ref about like 2 counts and stuff, and be like, "Oh, come on, that's 3," and he's like, "That's 2." And then after he loses 2, he'll probably attack Trick if he doesn't do like a low blow during the match, or even like keep whining to the ref after like that he got the shoulder up and stuff, which then leads to the attack of it. But yeah, I think Trick's winning no matter what. I would like to see him feud with Mello again, just because they have good chemistry from watching their feud in NXT. That was nice. And I mean, you'd kind of rehash it because Mello was the heel down there too, and Trick was the face. So I wouldn't be mad seeing that again. I did Mania, I think it was Mania, or one of the past previews. I did suggest that they did it flipped with Trick heel and Mello face, but Mello's a good heel too. I wouldn't mind seeing him come out and, like you said, be like, "You basically stole that from me. Like I want it back." I think this will be a good match, and it'll lead into some good matches too. I don't know what they'll do with Sammy. They're definitely gonna have to keep cementing him as a heel. So yeah, probably something with Cody. Some backstage segments or something, some little snide comments to Cody and shit like that. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, I am just now realizing that they might have to find a way to get him back to face before Saudi, because there's no world where he gets booed. He could be the biggest heel.
Yeah,
He's not, and Cody's gonna get booed out of the building for how many manias in a row now? That would be his third, because now
yeah.
2 manias he's gotten booed. This one was a little less, but yeah, the Cena one he got booed out of the building. And yeah, if he's working face, he's not gonna get. I don't think they care, but I think if they're gonna do that, they'd have to switch it. I'm just now like checking my thinking, because that was, I don't know. But final match of the card, main event. Roman Reigns, the OTC, challenging the Samoa, or mix that up. Roman Reigns, the OTC, defends his world title belt against the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu. How do you see it going? Who do you see winning?
So this one was the tough one for me because I did see that or just fucking Twitter talk, but they took Roman off of some dates and stuff. So I was like, oh, or is he gonna drop it to Fatu? And that's how they jumpstart Fatu, like skyrocket him as a main eventer. Because at least I think he's a main eventer. I think a lot of fans definitely see him as a main eventer, but this is WWE's way of cementing him, beating Roman, getting a title. I would like Fatu to win, just because I also think he's like one of the best wrestlers, period. Not just WWE, all around. I just don't really think they'll do that. I see Roman retaining just because it is in Florida, his home state, and it's his first title defense. I'd be really shocked if, he wins the belt and immediately drops it. But yeah, I don't know if Roman's not gonna take some dates off and stuff. Maybe they will. just so they can have a champion always on TV and stuff.
Yeah, I did see that. That did have me thinking that initially, but I realized there's not a PLE in June. To my knowledge, I think there's just a Saturday night's main event.
Oh yeah,
So he might just be taking the month off, which kind of BS considering he said he's going to be full time in the summer.
right. He said
Now he's
let's get rid of this part time.
yeah already walking that back and taking a month off. But I mean, to be fair, I'll only give a slight pass because there's not any consequential PLEs coming up, so it's fine. And they're still going to move his storyline along with the others because my prediction, Roman Reigns will win. I only want Roman to win because he just got the belt. I think if this happened a little later, I would be cheering for Jacob. But I also want Roman to win because I think here at Backlash, Roman's gonna win via Usos' help. Like he won't even know it either. I think he'll get like beat down by Fatu, and that's when the Usos will come in, and he'll just like struggle to his feet, and he'll see Jacob Fatu like dead on the ground, and he'll just pick him up, spear him, get the win. Then he'll find out that happened, and then I think at Clash in Italy, they'll have a match to Jacob Fatu will have to acknowledge him in like join the bloodline, but it'll be an expedited storyline where it ends at SummerSlam, some sort of way. But now I'm thinking back at it, I don't know how great of booking that is, but I think they'll do a better job than what I just said. But I do think Jacob having to acknowledge him is interesting, for sure. But long story short, I think Roman's winning, and I think the Usos are going to help him. And, I like both guys, so I would, I'm not going to be mad if Jacob Fatu wins, but I will be like, I feel like maybe you could have had Punk lose to Fatu. Like,
yeah.
And Fatu could have, like, maybe not squashed him, but, like, beat the hell out of him, and that would have been fine. Like, I like the story they told, obviously. That Mania match is probably maybe going to go down as my favorite Mania match of all time. But, like, I don't know. I don't think they're going to have Roman drop it yet, but I am curious to see where the storyline goes from here.
Me too. I forgot to mention that I also did put, I think Roman will retain with help with the Usos. Just go back to the bloodline way, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I could see it being like, kind of like you said, where Roman doesn't know, or maybe he's down and Fatu's in the ring, but then Jimmy and Jay slide in, hit him with a double super kick, take him down. He gets back up all like stumbly. Roman just sees him stumbling and just runs and hits him with the spear. So kind of, without them knowing, he just thinks Fatu is just struggling like he was to get back up. But yeah, I'm curious to see what they'll do with the storyline, how they'll continue it, because I really hope this isn't just a one-off chance for Jacob Fatu so we could get a Roman Reigns title defense. I hope they do evolve it and then either make him acknowledge Roman, or maybe he doesn't and ends up winning, or maybe they can even later down the line do a Batista evolution thing where goes to acknowledge Roman, throws up the one, and then just immediately hits him with like Samoan spike or something.
Death grip like he did.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that was some sick shit, man. Yeah, I think this Backlash should be fun. Little disappointed there's no women's world title matches or mid card. The match they got, which listen, Io and Asuka is going to be nice and pretty consequential, but they took out arguably the most important part of the storyline. So
yeah, and who knows? Maybe it is Wednesday, so who knows what SmackDown brings? They could just be like, "Oh, Tiffany Stratton, you're gonna have a match at Backlash tomorrow. Get ready." Some shit like that. Who knows? But if this is the card, I agree. I wish there was another women's match on here, especially since Kairi Sane is gone from your main feud of the women's match that you put on the card. So
no, literally.
Yeah, but other than that, it should be a good card. I'm excited for the matches. Not excited for the 2 hours and ads we'll have to watch, but
yeah, I'm very nervous about the length of some of these matches. I know Seth's obviously got pull, so him and Braun are going.
Yeah. That's a
as well.
15. That's a 15 minute.
Yeah.
Roman Jacobs probably 30.
Yeah.
I'm
Sure.
nervous about the other two. Danhausen mystery partners like a 2-minute match.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Oh, you know who
Yeah,
I didn't
but
bring up? Gonna bring it up right now. Could be Mr. Iguana. No correlation at all, but just another, spoof character.
yeah, because
That could just do that.
that's what was confusing me. Because I was like, who's another like comedy wrestler
Mm-hmm.
that would team up with them? I just couldn't think of any.
Yeah,
They're gonna hire Santino from TNA, and he's gonna come
bring him
back for a one-off match.
It's Mr. Danhausener or something like that. He had to
Yeah,
or something.
right.
All right. Well, this should be fun. Excited for it Saturday. That is the Backlash preview predictions. It's been your boy BDT Athletics. That's
Yeah,
DakDiehl
you.
saying peace out.